a lot of faith left in me. This song by famous pop singer Rachel Platten has truly been the power anthem for many people around the world. It has indeed been their fight song, take back their life song, and prove they're all right song. However, while there are those people driving down the road blasting the song in their cars while singing every single lyric off key, there are also those who feel as if they can't relate to the words. You see, as a child, we are taught by a parent or our coaches that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. We are taught at an early age to immediately pick ourselves up in times of struggles and get over it. Stop being so dramatic. You're fine. However, if you're like me and you struggle to fight both emotionally and physically, that empowering phrase has been one that you have constantly battled with. You see, when the going gets tough, we feel as if nothing is possible. When the going gets tough, we shut down. You see, we will listen to the fight song in order to gain society's approval, but the reality is we are so tired of fighting. But today I'm here to tell you that every single one of us in this room is capable of overcoming adversity to beat the odds. So first, let us look at what it means to beat the odds. Next, we will take a look at the lives of people who have lived that out. And to conclude, let us examine some solutions to show us how we can turn up our fight song and beat the odds. So what exactly does it mean to beat the odds? No, despite popular belief, beating the odds is in no relation to the all-famous Hunger Games phrase, "May the odds be ever in your favor." You know, the line Effie Trinket shouts happily into a crowd before sending multiple people to battle for their lives. Now, while we can look at beating the odds as having to battle with trials, it is something much deeper than that. When one says that they have beat the odds, they are saying that they have achieved what stereotypes and statistics said they couldn't, accomplished what others thought they wouldn't, and overcome adversity. Defined in Merriam-Webster Dictionary, adversity is a state of serious or continued misfortune or difficulty. Examples including bullying, abuse, neglect, losing a loved one, sickness, discrimination, addiction, the list goes on. Now, unfortunately, a lot of things on that list are things that we cannot control from happening in our lives. However, while we can't control this adversity from happening, we can decide to not let this adversity control us. You see, it is so easy to feel like we are alone. It is so easy to feel like we have no strength to carry on. But consider the words of Mahatma Gandhi. Your strength doesn't come from winning. Your struggles develop your strengths. When you go through hardships and you decide not to surrender, that is strength. Now, while Gandhi's words are both powerful and truthful, they are also easier said than done. You see, when we go through hardships, the first thought in our mind is not how it's going to make us stronger. When we go through hardships, we begin to start questioning everything. Why me? What did I do to deserve this? When will it end? Drowned in the negative thoughts of adversity, it is so hard to see any possible sign of light at the end of the tunnel. Feeling like there is no way out, it is easy to resort to destructive behavior such as self-harm, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, anything to numb or avoid that pain that is caused by adversity. And because of this, the National Alliance of Mental Health states that suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. And it is the 3rd leading cause among teenagers. But you see, we can stray away from that destructive behavior. And instead of allowing adversity to hinder us, let us allow adversity to teach us, motivate us, and help us as we continue to grow. Now that we have a more vivid idea of what it means to beat the odds, let us take a look at the lives of people who have lived this out. Now, as a child, most of us wanted to be successful. We desired that same happiness that we associate with success. Now, personally for me, I wanted to mix it all together and have the best of both worlds like Hannah Montana. Maybe not so much anymore. But you see, I would soon realize that my idea of success did not always correspond to a happy life. Growing up, I was told the story of a young girl who seemed to have nothing good in store for her. Born to a single African-American teenage mother, she was abused by her family, accused as a liar, and lost a child due to miscarriage at just the age of 14. You see, this young lady had multiple odds stacked up against her. Now, on the outside looking in, it is easy to have expected her to give up. Stop trying, stop fighting. However, this young lady would go on to overcome every single obstacle that was in her way. As she continued fighting, she became an honor student, voted most popular in her class, and won second at nationals in dramatic interpretation. Now known as one of the most successful television hosts and richest females in the world, this woman, Oprah Winfrey, took all that pain and the rejection and the hurt and used it not as an excuse to stop trying, but instead as a reason to continue striving. Oprah quotes, "The greatest discovery in one's life is realizing that they can change their future by merely changing their attitude." And it was that attitude of knowing that she does have a purpose. The attitude of deciding to keep trying despite people's opinions and the adversity in her life that led her to success. Now, like Oprah, I too have had multiple odds stacked up against me. Born to 2 drug addicts, I was adopted along with my 7 other siblings by Shirley Dukes, a single mother. There were times in my house where my only form of heat and light came from the fireplace in the living room. My only form of transportation was my 2 feet. Constantly ridiculed for my desire to learn, abused age 6 to 10, and told to keep quiet about it, I felt completely worthless. I'm sorry, Effie, but the odds were indeed not in my favor. But you see, I soon made the decision to refuse to let my struggle become my identity. And with the help of my peers, I soon got back on the right track. Now I am highly involved in extracurriculars such as speech and debate, theater, and choir, maintaining a 4.0 GPA and advocating for children with similar stories as mine. You see, I refuse to be a statistic, and I beat the odds. Now, while I may not have the same story as everyone in this room, I am positive that most of you can think of times in your own lives where you have felt like the odds were stacked against you. Times where you have felt like there was no way out. You see, people know your name, but they have no idea about what your story is. So what is our solution? First, we need to admit that we are hurting. Yes, I know telling someone that you are not okay is hard to do, but Theory Clark health practitioner states communication is the biggest step in the healing process. Now, by no means am I saying go out, find somebody random and make them your personal diary. Find someone you can trust, a parent, a coach, teacher, a friend. Be willing to allow this person to get you the resources you need to heal. Step number 2, find a positive coping mechanism. Writing, drawing, blasting your music, and if you're feeling really up to the challenge, go for a run. Allow these positive coping mechanisms to let you get your feelings out. And finally, step number 3, never give up. Yes, I am quite aware that telling someone to never give up is cliche advice. But when you deal with adversity, you will stumble. But let us stop listening to the people telling us to get over it. And instead, let us listen to the people telling us we can get through it. Or in other words, let your haters be your motivators. In the words of my dear friend Taylor Swift, those haters are gonna hate. Just shake them off. In the words of William Arthur Ward, adversity causes some to break, but others to break records. You'll never know how far you can go if you give up now. So am I standing up here saying this is going to be some easy overnight process? Not at all. But am I saying that we are all worth it and capable of making this change in society? Absolutely. So today, I challenge you. Go out, blast your fight song, sing off key if you need to. Because in all honesty, I don't really care what anybody else believes. Because I know that you've all got a lot of fight left in you. Thank you.